Okay, welcome to Mind Matters. This game is designed to sort of emulate the process of healing through psychological therapy, based around my experiences with mental health issues and the benefits that I received from therapy and still do. So the theme can be a bit confronting for some people if they've had personal experiences with it, but I encourage you to look past that initial shock to come at it. I've worked very hard to make sure that it's very true. It's got a game to it and a puzzle, but it's not trivializing the issues. So in this little initial setup here, I'm just going to go through the components and then how to sort of set up the game board. So we've got a reference tile here for the images that exist there. So this is the traumatized side or the unhealthy side for the mind tiles. And then this is the sort of peaceful at rest completed image. So when you're trying to work out the puzzle on the board here, you can refer to this to sort of get an idea of where things need to go. This here is an overview of what you can do with one of the actions, and then on here as well, it's just a reference card to sort of give greater detail, so you don't have to keep going to the rule book. I'll explain that later when those actions are required. Then we've got the patient board with the mind map here. We've got the trust track. So this is what you will move up during the game. There's sort of progress along trust. You earn patient trust as you treat them, or you can lose it if the treatment's not going very well. These are your employment tokens, the green ones here. You start the game with one employment token, so you can only take one action in a turn. The rest go across to here, on here. And as you move up the trust track, so the more trust you have, the more techniques you can employ during therapy. So that goes in here in your little employment zone here. The blue tokens go on the purple spaces here set up, and then this little red token just sits off to the side. That's the push the patient token. So at any given time you can take that action to go beyond what you have with your green tokens here for actions. So it's an extra action, but it costs you. Again, I can discuss that later. These are your insight cards, so representing little insights that you can gain about the patient. There are sort of some that have various actions based sort of here. They'll tell you the action here, and then this is what needs to be present on the board to use the insight. So the blue pluses are healthy mind tiles, and the spirally red ones there are unhealthy. So you need to have 3 healthy tiles surrounding an unhealthy one in this quadrant on the mind map. So through here to be able to use this card. So they just get a good shuffle. And go on the game board there. And then we've got the dice here. This is the medication die. So if we flip this over to its other side here, it sort of explains, there you go. Sort of explains in a quick reference what happens with the medication die. So if you choose, there's an action here to use it. The blue is a positive effect, red is a negative effect. Blank, obviously nothing happens. So yeah, when we go over the actions, I'll explain that in more detail. But that's how you set up the game. On this level, and then in a bag you'll have the mind tiles. So you just give them a good shuffle up, and then draw them out one at a time. and place them as directed. So unhealthy side up, healthy side up, unhealthy side up, so on and so forth. I'm looking in the process of my design to potentially have variable setups that represent different patients. But for now, it's just a fixed setup each time you play. So go through and just pull them out, and whatever orientation they're in, just plot them in. Sort of want to, that's a healthy one. There. Back to this side. And that's your initial setup. As you can see, sort of the reference there, you can see the images, gives you an idea of where things need to go. You can reference it. Obviously this side is a bit harder because it's meant to represent the fact that it's a lot harder to recognize where your trauma sits, so to speak. Yeah. All right, and that is nearly the end of setup. There's one last thing to do as part of the setup. Reveal the top 3 cards of the Insight deck. There you go, and choose 2 to take into your hand as your starting insights, sort of, which is meant to represent the patient referral that you get. So you get a little bit of insight into them through the referral. And then choose one to discard. So in this instance, it's going to be fairly easy because there's one here that's just, you know, not anything overly important. So it's, at the moment, it's just got flavor text here. There will be like little snippets of maybe patient, so like a quote or something like that, or just sort of generic information there, just to sort of represent a basic insight into the patient that doesn't have any sort of, you know, groundbreaking things, but they can be used in conjunction with others to take these effects that are listed here. And sort of, you can discard them to do things as well. So it's sort of, that's how it plays in there. Rightio, so discard that one, just wherever is convenient for you, just create a discard pile for the Insight cards. For this, we'll do it here. So this is discarded. These 2 go into the hand. Oh, it's a little bit out of screen now. Let's push this up a bit, shall we? There we go, that's got everything in the screen now. All right, and that's set up.